a little close to my face. Welcome in. CHR Postgame show. Justin Lynch, Lee Grassman, Tassos Kirkos. We just did a live stream. Sorry. I don't know. It's been a long day of filming stuff. And yeah, this is the end of it. And the Hawks won a hockey game. And we don't know how many of those we're going to get left. So we
might be the last one of the year. So I think each one we get here better celebrate it like the last one.
Yeah, it very well might be. Thanks everybody that joined that live stream that featured the man Lee at the bottom there, or in the middle if you're watching. Yeah, that was fun. That was cool. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that?
It was a good one.
Well, I think it's just pretty cool because I think it's the first time we've ever seen, the Boston Bruins collapse in the third period playing the Blackhawks at TD Garden. That's something that just never happened before in the history of the NHL. So really, really cool to see that on display yet again here, except this 2025 Blackhawks team. That really came out of nowhere, man. Like, where did that come from?
Dude, I don't know.
The 3 goals in 1 minute and 33 seconds. Like, I feel like we should probably, I know it's not chronological, but I feel like we should start with back. It's like, that's what we're going to remember out of this game. It's like that random 1 minute stretch where this Blackhawks team suddenly looked like the 2013 Blackhawks. It looked like Dave Bolland and Brian Bickle were out there. Unreal. That was crazy.
Is this group capable? Have they been capable of doing that the whole time? Like, did they just wait to do that tonight? Like, I don't know. That was, it felt like every single player like locked in for 2 minutes there, and they snuck 3 past them. So I feel like we haven't seen that much at all this year. I mean, that had to have been the most amount of goals we've scored in such a small amount of time.
No, that's happened to us.
Yeah, exactly. And so it felt so nice. These games have been rough. These games have been really rough. And I think we were all kind of not expecting, but we accepted the fact that these last few games were probably going to be really rough. So to get a win like that and to have a minute and a half like that, perfect, and capped off with the Korchinski goal. That shit got me so hyped, man.
Hawks won the 2-minute segment there, and that's all they needed. But no, Korch, that's the player I think I'm happiest for after this game. Soda, maybe you could say something about him, but Korchinski, right? He's had a bit of a tough stretch up here, right? The 15 games he's been up. Just to see him wire one home there, I mean, that was an absolute ripper. From Betsy too, his best friend, his BFF, his spin partner in warm-ups. Love to see those two connect, and that's got to be huge for his confidence, man, right? Just to leave here with something here this season, right? I mean, he's still got 3 games left here, but that's what he can do, right? Korchinski's got that offensive potential from the blue line, right? Has a lot to work on defensively, skating, physicality, all that. Definitely an agenda for sure in the offseason for sure. But I think it's a reminder of the skill he also has on the table there too, what he can be. So good to see from him. I think just to cap off that 3 goal. That segment. That was awesome. Yeah,
he needed that after the Penguins game, and just hopefully a high note to go off of the end of this season, go into the off season. He obviously needs to work on all those things you just mentioned, Justin, because he looked better tonight. He didn't have any crazy bad turnovers.
Still had his moments though.
He still had his moments. What the goal, the one goal that he kind of turned the puck over. I'm blaming that on Bertuzzi more than him. Bertuzzi tried to steal that puck off him, it looked like. So I'm not blaming him for that. But man, I mean, he needed a goal. He needed a moment like that to just take some of the pressure off, and he can do this. He can do it. He can figure it out. But yeah, definitely still a lot of aspects of his game he needs to improve on.
I think the best part of that goal, too, wasn't just Betsy. It was Oliver Moore, too. So you have Korchinski from Bedard and Moore. That's the future right there showing out. Those are the guys who want to see. Because it's funny. I was thinking to myself, right, when Donato and Bertuzzi went back-to-back, I'm like, okay, that's great. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, I'd like to see some real Blackhawks get into the action here where it's like, Donato could be, but, we don't really know what the future is for him. 30 goals on the season. We were thinking he was going to get that this year, right? End of the season here, and he finally did. He went through a little bit of a drought there, but he's back. 30 goals. Day after his birthday. I think a nice gift there would be a nice extension there, but probably not going to happen. But, keep saying it, right?
Sign it.
For
Sign
sure.
the contract.
Rinzel with an assist there, too. So both Rinzel and Moore getting on the board today. Those two have been, can't say enough good things about the way they've looked. Sam Rinzel especially.
Dude.
Is it crazy to say, he might already be our best defenseman?
I think he is.
Like seriously, like the games he's been up here, I think he's looked the best out of any blue liner. That includes Vlasic, that includes Artie, everybody. Like he's going to be an absolute stud, man.
Justin, he played 25 minutes tonight.
Yeah, that just shows you the confidence they already have in him, right? For that, that young of a blue liner, 6 games in, already playing 25 minutes, first pair, first power play, everything. He's getting all those reps in PK. It's great to see. Good for his confidence, right? That's what you want to see.
Yeah, he's going to be a true number 1 defenseman.
Yeah, it looks like it. That's a first pair guy. It's not a second pair guy.
No.
Yeah, like we've said it before, but it's like, no, he's a Blackhawk next season. And honestly, like, might be a dark horse for the Calder. I don't know. There's that player that.
Yeah, I mean, since he's been like he's gotten on the board a couple times with some assists, like he might have the numbers to do it next year because he's going to be.
Yeah, because the guy that Frank Saravalli compared him to was Brock Faber, and he was a Calder finalist, our boy Bedsy. So maybe he could get in the action next year.
Yeah. I think I could totally see that happening, and like I think it's going to be the same thing next year. I think he's going to start with the Blackhawks and be playing the most minutes amongst defensemen. Mm-hmm. I think him and Vlasic are going to be locked in together for all of next year. Yeah,
no, for sure. And then Levshinov's second pair. I mean, you'd like to see him be the one guy, at some point take that mantle, but it's like whether it's him or Renzel, Vlasic, the fact that we have 3 guys there, 3 studs, we feel pretty confident already. It's a great sign for the future. And if you could get Korch in the action too, that's a top 4 man for the future. That's going to look pretty damn good there, must be said.
Dude, yeah. It's awesome that we're like on the right side, we're genuinely going to be having a guy play on the second pair that shouldn't be playing on the second pair.
Yeah, no, that's saying nothing ill of Levshinov. It's just Renzel has been playing that good, right?
Yeah.
Again, a good problem to have, right, when you have competition and defense for ice time. Yeah, more to go around. It's like also means too where it's like we shouldn't have to rely on these guys a ton. Where it's like we're playing them 30 minutes every night. You could split ice time there, right? Yep. I think it's probably be better for him too. Split time in the special teams and all that as well. So kind of just go back and forth there, right? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Connor Bedard did not score a goal tonight, unfortunately.
Primary assist though, but he did have a couple hooking penalties, which I would say of the he's had this season beside the 10-minute misconducts, it feels like it's always hooking. So I think a part of that too is just, he needs to work on his speed because I think he relies on his stick a little bit, and that kind of gets him into trouble in those situations, especially late in the game, those defensive situations. So it didn't matter. I don't think they scored any of them, but still, I mean, and what is that, 68 penalty minutes now or something like that? So yeah, something definitely to work on for sure. I think just in the offseason, his speed and decision-making, defensive play. Hopefully you'll see less penalties like that in the future. You could argue a couple of them were a bit soft, but it's like we've seen enough of it at this point where it's like the refs are looking for it. So you got to be aware of that. Yeah.
Would you like to see that line stick together for Saturday? The Mikheyev more Bedard?
Why not, right? I mean, I think after a win, you're not really going to change the lines anyway. But it's like, no, I like Oliver Moore up there at Bedsy, right? I mean, I thought they had some looks tonight, some moments too, especially where they're finding each other. So yeah, keep those two together to develop some chemistry there. Like that's a guy those are two guys that could be playing with each other a lot moving forward, right? Oliver Moore is a big part of this. So I like seeing him up there in the first line, with a guy like Bedsy beside, much better than the third line for him. So that's great. Glad he's getting rewarded. Mikheyev too, of his speed, you think he'd be able to, assimilate well with that line. So no, I keep those 3 together. I like what I saw from them tonight. Yeah.
My only issue with Moore and Bedard on the same line together is like I feel like they're both always looking for a pass first. They're always like, who can I dish this to? Who can I dish this to? And then they pass it to the other one, and then it's like, oh no, I need to pass this. And it's like someone needs to shoot the puck. Ilya Mikheyev had a couple shots tonight. He'll shoot the puck, I guess.
Well, I think I said that in the pregame where it's, Mikheyev up there, I understood it, but it's like you already have Moore up there who has a speed, right? So get somebody up there who's going to shoot more. I know Mikheyev did a little bit, but like somebody like a Donato up there with Moore or Bedard, I feel like that would be a pretty ideal first line. But I'm cherry picking there. It's like we've seen enough line combinations where it's like I can't be saying, oh yeah, that looked good, don't change that. Be like, well, actually, I put this guy there. We've done that. We've done this all season. It's like we have a few games left here. Just roll with it. I like what I saw. Hell, throw Nazar up there too. Just do Nazar, Bedsy, Moore. Let's just have fun here. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I don't hate the idea of having fun.
Yeah, why not? 3 games left. Like, let's play the kids. Enjoy. Why not experiment here? Have a fun rest of the season. I think this was a fun game, right? Especially after a game Tuesday where you get blanked 5-0 against Pittsburgh, and that was a brutal one against a retirement home Penn. So I think playing a team like the Bruins, who just started rebuilding about 2 months ago and obviously haven't been playing pretty good hockey the last little while. Again, I think we said in the pregame, it's like if there's a game of these last 4 where it's like you can win, this is probably the one you want to win here. So not saying we can't beat, the Jets, but like at home in the last game, but we probably won't. And then we got the Habs and the Sens in the last road trip there. Those two teams are gearing up for the playoffs. So it's like, this was the game you look at where you circle. It's like, there's no reason you can't, show out today. And they did. You want to win the games that you have a chance to win. Yeah.
Boston stinks.
They suck.
Oh my gosh. Like it is so bad. And I know we've done a little Boston talk over the past couple days.
Pasta's a one-man team.
It's literally him and no one else. They're all
He's the
so bad.
Yeah. Without McAvoy, because he's been injured, right? And Swayman he's not had a good season. So it's like, it's literally Pasta, and he's carrying the ship there. Seriously. Also, just a bunch of middle six guys, really.
Dude, after watching Swayman in the playoffs last year, like I felt like he had so much aura last year. Like it felt like he couldn't be beat. And this year it's been polar opposite. Like tonight, he just like, I don't know. I feel like he could have had a couple of the goals. I don't know. That's so strange that like he's
the fall off
contract. Yeah.
I did say it where it's like, losing a guy like Olmark, like those two are such a good tandem together. Obviously shoulders more of the responsibility, right? When he's got to be the true number one guy, right? More starts. And it's like, it just hasn't really been the same this season. I think the team in front of it also hasn't been as good. So that probably hasn't helped, but it's like, he has not looked like the same goaltender. I mean, bottom line. Yeah.
No, he is not. Yeah, but they need to get so lucky. They got to be praying for like a top 3 pick this year because
it's going to get Michael Misa.
Stop.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm going to throw up.
Man, they've been rebuilding for like 5 seconds, man. We've been in the trenches for years. Yeah. If they jump up from 4, which by the way, though, like I hate to say it, but it's like it's a very real possibility, man.
They get Matthew Schaefer.
I mean, they could take Schaefer. I don't care about that, but it's like they could take Schaefer off our hands.
Yeah, don't take the forward.
Too. Yeah, which honestly, it's like, I mean, that wouldn't be a terrible idea for them. It's like, I mean, I know Misa's him, but like besides McAvoy, it's like, what's the future of this defense look like? I mean, they have a bunch of old washed Blackhawks legends back there. It's like, it's not looking too high. I think Mason Lowry is like a -40s, chasing Bedard for the Masters this year in the plus-minus race. So that D-core needs a lot of help because outside of McAvoy, it's really not much.
And so, but their forward group does too. Like there was the one play, I think it was Middlestat. It was just all alone right in front of Soderblom. And then he looks for a pass back. And it was like, what did I just watch? Like, it literally, when I watch that team play, it's like you're just kind of counting down the seconds until Pastrnak gets back on the ice because it's like nothing. They're not going to do anything to you without him out there.
I imagine Bruins fans, it's like when Pasta's on the ice, you're awake, and then when he's off, they tune it out. Like they're not even paying attention because they don't even look like a unit out there when Pasta's on the ice. But when he's on the ice, suddenly they become dangerous. And he obviously figured in both of their points today. Obviously, he had the goal, which was a brutal turnover by Phil Kurashev. Maybe you could have argued he was tripped there. Maybe it should have been a call, but still a bad turnover. Phil Kurashev. So nothing really new from him this season, right? And then obviously he had the assist on their goal from Geeky. So. If there's a Bruins production, it's running through Pasta. That's it. Yeah.
Do you guys watch the Masters at all?
Not today, but I definitely will this weekend. Yeah, for sure.
If I end up getting some coin on it, I might watch.
Yeah. How about you?
Why?
No. Just thought of Justin brought up the Masters, and it is Masters week, and it's one of the biggest sporting events of the year.
Yeah, no, I always tune in a little bit. My dad's a big golf guy, and it's just it's nice to have a little bit background noise, right? And then it kind of it's just good little ASMR and kind of puts you to sleep eventually. But no, in all seriousness, I actually do somewhat enjoy watching golf in a weird way. It's like a different sensation, but it's kind of nice, like therapeutic, kind of going away from hockey. But not to turn us into Masters talk, but it is fun to watch. Well, yeah.
Before Masters talk, I was gonna say, you guys know during the like Ovi chase, how they had like that separate broadcast that had like the Ovi cam that was just following Ovi. That should be the Bruins' main broadcast with Pastrnak. It should just be like when he's on the bench, they're just recording him on the bench and like talking about the game.
Like, seriously, it's like you don't need to be watching the game when Pasta's not on the ice because you're not going to do anything. The dude has triple digits on this Bruins team. Like, what is it, 102 points or something? Like, that is absolutely unreal, dude. And it'll be interesting to see, man. Is he going to be, looks like he'll probably stick it out there, Willie. I don't know. It's a question mark. We'll see. But it's like, without him, they got nothing going. Yeah.
Nothing.
He's the whole squad.
Nothing.
You see him and he got Pat Maroon like a little cake or something.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, glad they got Maroon back in there. Obviously, he scratched the last couple. So, like, these are the last few games of his career. Play the guy, right?
You know? Let him play. Let him play the last 3, even though he looked so slow. He looked so slow tonight. It's like just
good for the morale, right?
Yeah,
Good for the club. Good on the Bruins for doing that. Former Bruin himself, right? Another former Bruin, Nick Foligno. This may have been his best game of the season, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Where did that come from? It's like prime Columbus Foligno suddenly reemerged there. It's like he had a jump in his step today. Obviously, he got the Hawks to the board in the second period. A nice goal there. Kind of reminded me of that Jonathan Toews goal in one of those Stanley Cup finals back in the day. It was pretty similar. I could see the vibes there. This felt like one of those 2013 games. And he had a nice game. Also had the empty netter as well. Multi-goal game for him. Nick Foligno, multi-goal game the season before Connor Bedard. So there you go. But no, props to Flicky there. Good to see the captain contribute because honestly, I can't even remember the last time he had a goal before today.
Yeah, it has felt like a while. That first goal was unbelievable, and he was he was flying. I was like, where did this come from? Who is this guy?
He was putting a spin moves like right after that. Yes. It's like it's amazing what like goals and confidence can do to a player. It's like they suddenly just wake up and become re-engaged in the play. So no, good to see from Flicky. Be nice if he was more consistent, but it's like, dude, he's 36, 37. It's not like I'm tuning in expecting these type of performances from Nick Foligno on a regular occurrence this year. So when they happen, they're nice. But no, for him, I think 33 points, like not terrible production considering third line most of the season. PK guy, like he's done his job. So one of the few vets I won't really complain about. Yeah.
Philip Kurashev had one of the assists on the Donato goal, but dude, that turnover, on the first Bruins goal when he just what was he doing? He comes out from behind the net and he tries to do a little stick handle, get past Pasta, and he just gets flattened. He gets absolutely flattened and just gives the Bruins a gift for their first goal of the game. I mean, that was a play that, like, I'm surprised that he wasn't, like, stapled to the bench for, like, a while after that.
What was he trying to accomplish?
I don't know.
What was he trying to do there?
I have no clue. It's like, dude, just dump it out. Like, you can just hoist that thing out of here. I do not care about possession. Don't do that, man.
That's a guy where it's like he's had such a bad season where it's like, I don't know if he's going to be in that. I don't think he's going to be in the NHL next year, let alone the Blackhawks. Like, it's probably back to Switzerland for him. I know he gets an apple today, but, he's a Ryan Donato merchant, just like he was a Bedsy merchant last season. So it's like, that's the thing of Bedsy, man. The fact that he made this guy a 50-point player last year, like, that's going to be studied in textbooks for generations to come at universities because he's never going to have another season like that again.
No, I agree. I don't know what team would, like, even want to take a stab at him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's what I hope Lukas Reichel doesn't become, where it's like he has talent, but he's not talented enough to be in the top 6 consistently. But like he doesn't have the toolbox to be a bottom 6 player and defend and all that stuff, play in those situations. So I'm hoping that's not what Lukas Reichel is, but we'll see. Yeah.
No, I do too. But Reichel's a lot faster than he is.
He is. Oh yeah, and there's more he brings to the table. He's got more of a ceiling. He's quicker. When he does finish, he can make plays, but it's just not consistent. Yeah.
Arvid Soderblom stepped in for the first time in many games and was absolutely outstanding tonight. Yeah. He had like 4 or 5 unbelievable saves that he shouldn't have. He finished with 31 saves on 33 shots, 939 save percentage. Not bad for old Arvid after not playing for the past couple games. So,
Oh, I muted myself because I was just sitting here.
You don't think he was feeling pretty motivated today?
Awesome.
I think Spencer Knight played, 7 of the last 8 games or something. We've hardly even seen Soda the last month of April here. So I think when you're a guy like that who's not really getting opportunities there, where Spencer Knight's clearly been established as a starter, I think it motivates Soda where it's like, okay, when you do get in, you got to get your best performances. I think that's the Soda I think we've grown kind of used to this season. Yeah. He had some rough games kind of when Knight was brought in, right? And obviously didn't play for a while, but it's like, that looked more like 24-25 Soda, not 23-24 Soda. So good W for him, right? As you said, 31 saves, 33 shots, was definitely, I'd say, the player of the game for the Hawks. Scoreboard says 5-2, but it's like he was a big part of why we won this game outside that 3-goal stretch. Like he was a difference maker today. So good to see for him. 3 games left. I'm sure he'll get at least one more because obviously the last one's a back-to-back there. So no split starts, but we'll see if they go with him or go back tonight for the last game of the season at home. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, after the improvement that we've seen from him this year, like that is a guy that keeping him around for a little while longer makes sense. You know, his future isn't certain, but it's like if you're going to get only, you know, these last couple starts, you got to do, from his perspective, you have to put up a performance like he did tonight. Like I would imagine there's some pressure there because I mean, we've got Comesso in the minors too. And so it's like, who knows what's going to happen next year? You bring in Knight, you can't just like fall off, kind of like how we felt he did. His play did drop a little bit after bringing in Spencer Knight, but yeah, hopefully this is back to his old self, and this is the type of performance we're going to be getting out of him next year, because like that is a great backup option for you.
Oh yeah, I have to think the Hawks are going to stick with Soda. It's like the fact that we stuck with him after that absolutely atrocious season a couple of years back, and he obviously rewarded the Hawks of that faith this season for the most part. So I think, no, he's the backup next year. I'd imagine. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. I think Comesso's had a better second half of the season, but I still don't know if I've seen enough for him like this season where it's like I feel comfortable with him being the backup next year. He's probably still a year away. So yeah, I think Soda's played well enough this year. I think his numbers on the Hawks are actually better than that of Spencer Knight's. Yeah, he's going to be the backup. You know, Knight's still our guy, the starter, but you know, he's definitely a guy who can, you know, take the handle, and that could be a tandem for sure. Yeah.
The Del Mastro Korchinski pairing was, I guess it makes sense. They played obviously the least amongst defensemen, but I thought they were okay tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a young defense for the Hawks, man. Murphy was out. I think he was sick or something. So it's like every single Hawks defenseman was under the age of 23 years old. Alex Vlasic was the oldest guy back there. He was the veteran of that decor. And you know what? I thought they passed the test. I mean, yeah, it's a Bruins team that sucks, but it's like I thought the young defense looked good. You know, held their own. I thought them as well. I thought this is probably Korchinski's best game outside of just the goal. I thought he looked as good as he has, as composed he had in a while. And Del Mastro, good to see him back in the lineup as well. So Crevier too. The Twin Towers reunited. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be like a pairing that I see working, like Korchinski with just a really like simple stay-at-home guy. I think
that's what he needs.
Yeah, is probably, you know, the perfect yin to his yang, especially as he.
Korchinski played with Crevier tonight.
He was kind of with a little bit of everybody. They were kind of swapping around. He was even out there lunching up a few times where it's like,
yeah,
I don't really know if you want to see those two together. I don't know if they really compliment each other. It's like, yeah, like you want to see Korchinski with a stay-at-home guy.
Del Mastro was with Lovchinov.
Yeah. I meant to say Crevier earlier.
But like they were kind of swapping around a few times, right? I feel like pretty much every defenseman seemed like they got some looks with other partner today. So, but yeah, no, I thought for the most part, yeah, they all did a fine job. Yeah.
You guys got anything else?
No, I think it's just
Ryan Donato, 30 goals.
Yeah, and his hometown too, right? Boston native, right? 30 goals in the season, so was knocking the door on that for a while. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with him, right? We've been talking about a lot in this show, but you know, good to see him keep producing here then this season. And yeah, very interesting to see what his future looks like.
You think he's ever going to score 30 goals again?
No. Absolutely not. Like this is his career season, his breakout season at the age of 28 years old. But yeah, I don't think this is just going to be a perennial 30 goal guy moving forward here. Could be proven wrong there, but I'd be surprised. He's probably a 20 goal, 40 point guy. I'd say that's probably what he's going to be. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, before this year, the most points he's ever had was 31, and now
he's doubled it.
And now he's got 30 goals.
Yeah, I'm glad Bedsy got an assist today because like he tied him right when he got that goal for the scoring lead at 60. Then Bedsy got the assist and got the 61. So I want to see Bedsy still finish the season as the scoring leader. But it's like, could you imagine before this season, you know, telling your kids or whoever that Ryan Donato would be the leading goal scorer of your 24-25 Chicago Blackhawks? Like, that's insane.
When I see stats like, I'm just looking at his career stats. Like when I see things like this, I just always think to myself, I wonder how much money you could have won betting on Ryan Donato to have an all over, because like his total points for the year, the line was probably at 30, and he's at 60 now.
Dude, he has as much goals this season as he's had points in any other season before this. Like this is like a franchise mode type of season. It's like, where the hell did this come from? It's like this guy, whatever offseason plan he had, give it to the rest of this Blackhawks team, right? That's what I want to see. He worked with the right trainers this offseason for sure.
You first.
During like contract negotiations, obviously, like the team is kind of you're not like shitting on the player, but you're definitely bringing up stuff like this. I'd imagine, right? Like when he's asking for $6 million, they're like, "We get it. You scored 30 goals this year. you've never had more than 31 points before this year. You know, like, do you think they're bringing up those points in the contract negotiation?
Yeah, I would think so, right? It's like, okay, you may have been a $5.5 billion player or more this year, but it's like you haven't been any other year of your career. So it's like, but say before then he was probably a $3 million player. So if you meet in the middle, it's probably a 4. But we'll see. I mean, it's probably gonna be more of that at this rate. I imagine his agent's gonna be holding out. That's probably why they haven't signed anything yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope it gets it done. Tassos, what were you about to say? I cut you off.
No, I was about to say, do you know who has 62 points?
For the Bruins?
Just in the NHL.
I imagine there's I don't know. Who is 62 points?
Oh God, no, don't.
Oh,
He must not be. No. Damn it! I knew you could find a way to bring that up somehow. Yeah, he must not be named. Voldemort had 3 goals and 2 assists last night for 5 points. Connor Bedard also had 5 points his rookie season, so absolutely nothing Celebrity did there is something that Bedard hasn't done. I like to mention too that Bedard's help in his rookie season was Phil Kurashev. Phil Kurashev was Bedard's Will Smith. He didn't have a Will Smith. He didn't have an Eklund. He didn't have a Toffoli. He didn't have a Zetterlund. He didn't have a Granlund. Phil Kurashev was Bedard's help in his rookie season. So, I just like to bring that up. I think 61, 68, 62, 66, basically the same. There's really no difference there. So, but yeah, props, Macklin. There you go. Good job. In San Jose. Nobody's covering it. There's no San Jose Hockey Radio. Nobody cares. It's like
San Jose Hockey Radio.
I'm looking forward to seeing Will Smith and Macklin Celebrity be the next Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau, win 0 cups in their career as well. We draft Michael Misa in the offseason, and he and Bedard become Kane, Tays, and dominate them for their 2010s and 2020s, 2030s. Yeah. I'm coping like crazy over here, man. Oh my
gosh, no, that was a bar. We might need to clip that right there.
That would be a good clip for tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna post, but yeah, that would be a good one for sure. Yeah, I'm just clip farming over here. You guys know how to bait me. That's exactly what you were doing. You knew what you were doing there. Well done. And also Ivan Demidov too, signing, like, really not a great week to be honest before today. To be a Hawks fan, Ivan Demidov signing, he's going to be debuting Monday against the Hawks because of course he is. Then that Celebrini, it's like really you just gotta tease me with what I can't have, but it's like, it's okay, guys. We have the Artie party. It's all going to work out. It's all going to be fine.
It's all going to be okay.
Misa's going to be a Hawk. By the way, David Carl, how did we not bring this up yet? The Denver University eliminated David Carl,
you should
man.
Put on the other game right now.
David Carl, get ready to learn Chicago. I wonder if Aiden Thompson will sign his ELC this weekend. Maybe he can make his debut before the end of the season. Yeah.
That would be cool.
I was
Bring Carl with him.
As you were talking about Philip Kurashev, I was just thinking, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but I think we could probably go back to like the very early episodes and find some brutal clips of me saying that like Philip Kurashev is like.
Oh, I know for a fact we could find something there.
Dude, I definitely was on the Philip Kurashev train at the start of the year. I was like, guys, he's already proven he can play with him. Like that's gonna be the guy to. Oh my god.
Well, that's why he's collapsing, because he hasn't had Betsy to carry him. So he's a Betsy merchant. That's what he is, right?
Of many commonly L's, that's probably one of the bigger ones. I'd imagine would be me glazing Philip Kurashev at the start of the year. L puck knowledge.
Yeah, he will join TJ Brody and the Guangdong Tigers next season. Yeah.
I will say we have confirmation that we're going to be streaming every remaining Blackhawks game for the remainder of the season. So Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday, right? Is it Saturday, Monday, Tuesday?
That's correct.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So Habs Senators Monday, Tuesday, and then Jets on Saturday in the last home game of the season.
I love that the last whole game of the season really against the best team in the league, so I'm sure that's going to go swimmingly. But I'd like to bring up, I think with the Hawks win today, they do tie the amount of wins they had from last season at 23, 56 points versus 52. So they did slightly improve this year, boys, but ever so slightly. We'll take the small victories here, right?
Is that you, Kyle Davidson? Is that you?
Yeah, I'm doing your work for you, Kyle. But yeah, 3 games left. Let's win one more, make it more than 23, right? But I don't know, man. I look at those last 3 games. It's like, which of those? What are you gonna win? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Montreal. We'll beat Montreal.
How much? Like closed door meeting talk was done on the show yesterday?
close. Oh, we did a little bit. That's a fair point, though. It's like they did have a meeting after that 5-0 loss for Pens, which is something they haven't really done much of this season. Maybe something they should have done earlier based on the result today. Finally this team got the ass kicking they deserved, game 78 of 82. So better late than never there, but it's like there was a response tonight, which is what you wanted to see. I think the first couple periods they looked kind of reminiscent, but the third period they turned it on and got the dub. So that's what you want to see. Let's carry this forward and end the season with some momentum here. Still waiting on a first career goal there from Oliver Moore, Artie Levchinov, Sam Rizzo. I'm going to keep bringing it up every time until it happens. So just like to see one, man.
Yeah, we'll get one. We'll get one. Maybe Saturday.
You would hope.
Maybe Saturday.
Korchinski scored today. I know it's not his first career goal, but it is his first of the season. So maybe that's a sign of things to come there. We'll see. Yeah.
We have to see if we can get something special for the streams if one of them shoots one in the net.
Yes, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
That'd be nice. That'd be a historic moment to witness there.
Maybe a little graphic or something.
That'd be sick. That'd be nice for sure. Yeah.
Maybe a little AI rendering of Lee doing like a salsa dance.
That would be awesome. Yeah. Speaking of Lee, he's been cooking some content, more skits. So look out for that pretty soon. I think you guys will enjoy what he has produced.
Yeah, the skit. We're gonna post that one tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see that one. I brought it up once, I think, on the stream. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to make more of those. And once Justin gets back to the city, he's gonna be in those with me. So that'll be really, really funny.
We're going to be like Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, man. Our acting chemistry is going to be off the charts, so I can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We're going to get our bag.
Also, pretty crazy. We've gotten through like a half-hour post-game. There hasn't been any fire alarms yet, so we're really making progress here.
People in chat, I forgot who. I think maybe it was Evan, but they were, and Ryan were talking about if they could bet on you having a fire alarm tonight or something.
You'll run during that. I mean, it's happened twice on CHR, so there are odds there. It's like it's happened a few times this week, but thankfully it didn't, right? Hopefully not tomorrow. Hopefully no more, right? About a month left here, so let's get through with no more fire alarms.
Absolutely. We've been on a roll. There's going to be a ton of content tomorrow that we're going to be posting on social media, and then we've got the show in the morning.
Rudy Hodgson.
We're going to be doing a good Blackhawks hour, and then in the NHL hour is going to be the interview that we did today with Rudy Hodgson, which was awesome. And so I'm excited for you guys to watch that too, because we were chatting shit and going back and forth, and it was a really fun one. So
and the Mount Rushmore of hockey sounds. Hopefully you've got a bunch prepared, Justin, because it's not just us three. It's Tim Tebow and Raven are a team, so it's 16 sounds are going to be taken. So we're going to have to reach to the bottom of our bag for those last couple sounds.
Well, I haven't just watched hockey my entire life. I've played it my entire life, so I've got a lot in the arsenal there. I don't think I'll have a problem at all.
There we go. You've heard it, you've smelt it, you've seen it, you've tasted it. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot on the table there. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right.
Their team is going to be such nonsense.
Yeah, I know. They're going to be goofs, and somehow people are still going to choose them to win over me.
That'll be great.
Yeah, I can't wait for punishment, buddy.
Awesome.
I can't wait for the 24-hour Lee live stream. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That will be a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
We're going to turn
That'll be the best content I've ever put
out the door.
Absolutely. You're on your own, buddy.
I'm just going to be hammered by the end.
Oh, my gosh.
That would be like every beer I drink is like 10 minutes off.
There's like a drinking game or something, but it's like that's fair. Like if you're gonna do a 24-hour live stream, like you have to have some stuff to help you get through.
Yeah, dude.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, bro.
No substances.
No
consumed.
substances. Oh my gosh.
No
way.
You gotta just
no nicotine. Oh my god.
Still gotta be professional, you know.
I just scratching myself by the end of it.
We gotta set an example for the kids out there.
Okay. This is getting a little slippery here.
Dude, that guy's last name is Bump.
Alex Bump, I think, is his name.
That is awesome.
Who?
Some player on Western Michigan.
A kid on Western
Michigan. I watched
Michigan.
the college game. Yeah. How about that collapse, man? Yeah, that was a hell of a game. What does BU play? That's coming up there, right? Yeah.
They're playing right now.
Yeah,
they're playing right now. Oh, my bad.
It's first intermission. Okay. It's first intermission.
Yeah.
It's 0-0.
All right.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
Yep.